Welcome to day 2 of our Anime Boston coverage. As you can see, it's about 9:30 and it's already starting to pack in. I don't doubt that today's going to be an absolute madhouse once everything gets rolling, but for now, this is manageable. It is 12 noon, or as I like to call it, critical mass. People are still pouring in. It's already packing pretty full. As of right now, it's almost impossible to get around, but I'll definitely be trying. At 1 o'clock it's State Industry, so I will see you then. I just want one shot of Prudential Center just to see how much it's spelled out, how outright insane it's gotten out here.
Go.
I'll sit here.
You can answer questions also.
My question was, I'm not sure if Funimation anime is available through like Hulu Plus or like for portable devices, but is there like some way like these sites, like your new beta Funimation site or something, can like make it so that the anime can be on a mobile platform, or is that licensing rights? Well, I know with the new website which just launched is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping maybe there could be more video efforts than just like maybe Hulu, because that's like also kind of strangleholding what your video can do.
That's awesome that you're saying that, and very true. Otherwise, you don't want to put yourself in one area. And yes, we have apps on our mind right now. So it is something we're working on to have down the pipe. So you will have options at some point. Now, we don't know yet because we're getting babes in the woods on how these things. Look for definitely some more mobile ideas for video and other stuff from Funimation that we're going into, and we're trying to be very smart about it. I don't say conservative, so we're not conservative. But basically, we look at data, research, double check stuff, jump in lightly, and that works. Then go big time along those lines. So a mobile device option for the site of the ones will likely happen sometime in the closer and further future. Yes. Yes.
Red hat in the back. Was that description of
Try not to talk about the camera. Just gotta get on the camera. Can you do it? Yes.
That's a question.
You're up to level 2.
Given that you mentioned the DVD industry as a whole has seen a big drop-off in recent years, anime in particular even more so, some of the others, does Funimation see the DVD market being something they can monetize in the future, or is DVD eventually just going to go away eventually, kind of like VHS did after a while, just die because no one wanted it anymore?
So do you mean versus Blu-ray?
Blu-ray,
Or do you mean
distribution, or even distribution in general, since it's getting harder and harder to get people to necessarily buy things as the markets
in actual trends, there has been a dip in DVD physical media sales, but for us, actually, we haven't felt that quite as much. We've actually...
People like the pretty box.
Yeah. So we're a little bit more resilient towards that, I would say.
And a lot of that is due to anime fans being so open about expressing their feelings, good or bad, at all times. Because the way we think of physical goods now, you can't just put episodes out on DVD at a premium price and expect it to just fly off the shelves. I mean, it's funny if you think just a couple years ago you were paying $30 for 4 episodes. Now people walk up and go like, 12 or 30, I don't know. It's like, I don't sound like the old guy in the room, but that's cheap now. Exactly. I remember buying all the Robotech videotapes. It took up a garage. 2 episodes for $60, both ways uphill. Anyway. Overall, basically, we just have to make a better, we're making more stuff on it, more extras, better packaging, lower the price. And it might be, some people look at it as like a stopgap, or you're stopping the bleeding, but the wound's still there. Where DVD and Blu-ray, I think have been around for a while, is actually in small worlds, there's still people using VHS. So I think DVD and Blu-ray's been around longer, especially since the wonderful thing, when you got a DVD player, VHS did not work in a DVD player, but DVDs do work in a Blu-ray player, not.
And they upscale.
And they upscale. Not everything. It's transportable and stuff like that. So I see DVD and Blu-ray still being around for a good while, and I think streaming media stuff is just going to work in there. Eventually, it might
Complementary.
be. Yeah, complementary. Eventually, one will outtake the other. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We don't know. We're watching that very carefully. So when we ever make a shift on where to put our money, we're ready to do it. But we're going to consistently keep asking you guys for actually what you guys like, what you are buying and watching trends. So it's a lot of Lance Haskell, our marketing director. He stares at spreadsheets and data all day long. I'll talk to him like, so what do you do Saturday? He'll tell me his analysis. I'm like, what did you do for fun this weekend?
And he'll still show you the analysis.
Yes. So the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm walking
Well,
away
because when
now.
you said fun, he thought you were saying short.
Exactly. He's like, well, that's in the name. I'm like, thank God you work here.
Yeah. Literally for minutes.
Yes.
All right.
So if you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, so who here is familiar with Jean Baudrillard, the theorist? Oh,
That's nice.
That's nice. So Jean Baudrillard was a postmodern theorist. He died like 2 years ago, I think. He came up with the idea that because of the advent of late capitalist culture, industrial media technology, we no longer have an access to reality. And this doesn't mean anything in like the magical matrix, we live in the dream of a computer's dream kind of thing. That's not exactly what he's talking about. He's referring very specifically to Plato, the philosopher, the ancient Greek philosopher, and more specifically to Plato's 3 orders of existence, which posits that there's a real, an apparent, and a copy. The real would be the perfect concept or idea of a thing. The
Similar
apparent,
to a god.
so the gods are the real, the things that the gods have are the real, but also concepts and ideas are the real. The apparent, which is like this table right here, it's apparent, I can touch it, it is in this world. And copies, which are any kind of artwork. Art is always considered a copy of the apparent. This is a little demonstration. The real would be the god, so here it's Bastet, which is an ancient Egyptian goddess. The apparent would be the little 4-legged creature that walks around and says, meow. The copy would be a drawing of a cat. And now,
Speaking of copies, we have everyone's favorite cat, Hello Kitty. No, all right. Next, we're going to talk about the Persona series of games from Atlas. Yep, they're great games. For those of you that haven't played them, go out and buy them. So this relates back. This relates back to the hyper. We'll take questions at the end. This relates back to the hyper reality slide we were talking about earlier, where life can only be really emulated through external means.
yeah, that simulation is more real than reality.
Thank
And
you.
that the sense in the game of Persona is that you actually have to access people's unconscious through a television screen, which is, you know, a pretty strange, surrealistic, but also accurate kind of metaphor for the postmodern condition in which understanding people outside of the context of the technologies they are inhabited by is close to impossible. There's also a bizarre leveling up system in which, in Persona, in all of the Persona games, I think, or at least 3 and 4.
It's more prevalent in 3 and 4.
3 and 4. I haven't played the first 2.
Nor have I.
Should have done more research. In the Persona 3 and 4, at least, you level up by interacting with people, and in the sense that all of our interactions, social interactions, no matter how real and connected we feel to people are rendered in this hyper-flattened aesthetic in which you only are friends with people to level up in a video game, and that you actually don't really care much for their personality.
And it's interesting because all of their personalities are categorizable by different values that are designated by tarot cards. So as here you see the Hermit card, and you're interacting with a fox, so you have to find friends of all the major arcana, I believe,
Yeah.
and everyone's divisible by that.
Yeah, there's also this strange appropriation of, I mean, you guys will probably know this, there's a constant appropriation of Christian and Western images in anime that doesn't quite make sense in the sense that they're very warped by these Shintoist and Eastern perspectives. So why does Japanese culture constantly appropriate Western divination imagery to express something that they probably could have expressed better in their own Eastern cultural terms? That's a point of fascination for me, at least.
Yeah, it's very interesting. These games are, I mean, they always take place in very stereotypical Japanese settings, the very traditional things you would see in anime and manga with the school experience, the quaint Japanese town, and they're almost, they're just reiterating stereotypes of what classic Japan is rather than the real situation.
And the interesting thing for me was also the marketing of the Persona games in America, maybe not probably in Europe, how they wanted to sell the game as a way for American or Western audiences to experience Japanese life, but not actual Japanese life, simulated Japanese life. They're simulating the idea of Japanese life rather than any actual experience of Japanese life. One of my favorites, Street Fighter.
One of the most amazing games ever.
Yeah, Street Fighter 4 continues.
The Street Fighter series. Another GIF, hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, cell phone ringing. If you were in grad school.
So, so the concept of a 2D fighter is super flat in the sense that fighting is a completely 3D experience. Shall we fight? Shall we fight just as an example?
This is
There's
happening in
nothing
3
two-dimensional about this.
dimensions. We are 3D people.
His fist is not flat, it could hit me.
It is 8:30 on Saturday night, and as you can all see, it is still as busy as ever. You're seeing an outpouring of people, but something tells me that this is only a temporary shortage. Right now, the crowd's lined up for the Stereo Pony concert. As you can see, it is an absolute madhouse. It was a great show. I'll definitely be posting pictures from the event. They gave us a really good position for photos this time. I hope you all look forward to it. It is now about midnight. I might take one more sweep through the Heinz, but it's definitely a little bit crazy right now.